Hi everyone. If you are looking to get into learning 3D animation or modeling, you need to first understand what 3D world is and what happens in it. And this video is all about it. So, what is 3D? It's not just the awesome graphics and visual effects we get to see in movies, but it's much more than that. 3D or three-dimensional refers to the three spatial dimensions of width, height, and depth. The best example would be our physical world, and everything that we see in it is all three-dimensional. Now before getting into 3D, let's look into 2D as well. 2D and 3D differ in many ways. Everything which has depth in a space can be considered as 3D. 2D refers to images that appear flat, such as paintings and drawings, which are in two dimensions with height and length, mathematically calling it as X and Y. So what makes 3D different is they possess the added dimension of depth or the Z coordinate, which is part of the Z axis. In simple words, 3D is a replica of what we see all around in real life with depth in 3D space, which can be achieved through a digital medium. So how to create something in 3D? The process of creating 3D has become common and feasible. Anyone with a basic computer and a 3D software can create one. But understanding the fundamentals and basics will be one step ahead than jumping straight into the software. Creating something in 3D follows two main steps: modeling and rendering. Modeling is something similar to a potter or sculptor creating something out of his mind. The same applies to a 3D modeler, where we use a 3D software instead of the sculptor's clay or stone. 3D modelers use various techniques to create these models, just as a sculptor uses his tools. Now let's take a deep look into what makes up a model 3D. A 3D model is essentially made up of vertices, edges, and faces. All these elements come together to form a mesh and act as the core of the 3D model. To understand this concept, let's look at a 2D image of a box and also the same box in 3D software. What do you see? It's very similar, there's no difference. So what makes a 3D software box different? In a 2D image, the cube can be seen only from a single point of view, whereas in 3D, you can look all around it in different point of view. But how does it work? This is where vertex, edges, and faces comes into play. Vertex is a point in 3D space, which has a mathematical value in X, Y, and Z coordinates. If you connect two vertices, you have created an edge. If you connect three or more vertices in a closed loop, you have created a face. All these elements together is called a polygon. This gives an illusion of creating an object in 3D. Rendering. Sometimes a sculptor adds color to his or her sculpture to bring it to life and make it more presentable. The same way, after a model has been completed, rendering is done to create a believable image. This is made possible by adding effects such as lighting, shadow, reflections, textures, materials, and other various details to a 3D model. Here you go. This is how 3D works in a digital world. The next step for you is to create one. Check out my channel for other helpful beginner topics. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button and subscribe for more Maya learning.